is Heather Hayes. I work for a company called Devonish Nutrition, which is a private animal health company. And I suppose I asked myself the question, why is an animal nutrition company presenting at a health expo? And the answer lies in the title of the talk, which is about One Health from Soil to Society, which is basically an extension of our company's fundamental mission, which is improving animal nutrition for productivity. But of late, our focus has also been about improving the quality of the product, primary product, meat, milk and eggs, in terms of its micronutrition content and the influence that has on consumer health and on societal health. So basically, what informs our eating habits? The eating habits of the consumer range within a vast range of extremes, from people who eat purely for pleasure and overeat with the result of obesity and obviously consequential metabolic diseases as a result from that, to people who follow food fads effectively. And unfortunately, from an agricultural point of view, many of the primary agricultural products have suffered at the hands of food fads. And things like milk were demonised maybe 10 years ago, and have come full circle now to recognise that actually as part of a healthy diet, primary food products are an essential part of that. What doesn't constitute a healthy diet is eating at the extremes, so overeating and likewise fat eating combined with the taking of supplements to make up a micronutrient deficiency doesn't equal a healthy diet. And really, I suppose, within what we're considering within Devonish is the role that we play in the micronutrient content of primary food products and how that can contribute to health. The two main focus areas that we have are cardiovascular disease and cognitive function. So for cardiovascular disease, it remains the most common cause of death at a worldwide level, accounting for 45% of all non-communicable diseases, which is more than twice of that caused by cancer. And overall, in terms of the cost to the EU, we're talking just short of 200 billion a year, the majority of which is made up of the healthcare costs associated with cardiovascular care. If we consider mental health issues there and cognitive function, there has been an alarming increase in mental health issues in younger populations. And in an EU funded project 2013, the estimated cost of work-related depression, which is the main reason for absenteeism, is estimated to be in excess of 600 billion per annum. And the interesting comparison to cardiovascular disease is actually only 10% of the healthcare costs due to mental illnesses are down to actual direct healthcare costs, whereas 83% is down to productivity loss, so loss in the workplace. So those are the two areas that we have focused on in relation to what can we do in animal nutrition to address the micronutrient content of food, which may have an outcome then on both cardiovascular disease and mental health. From our perspective, commoditisation of food has basically been a race to the bottom, not just for people within agriculture, but also potentially for our own healthcare. And really, we all lose as a result of commoditisation of food. The things that I want to consider, really, commoditisation ultimately has driven intensification of agriculture. At the end of the day, in a situation where you can now buy a litre of milk more cheaply than a litre of water, you can understand that that is going to lead to huge pressure in primary agriculture. In terms of our historic focus, which has been to increase productivity. But I want to consider in this forum really what that increase in intensification has done in terms of the nutrient content of the food that we actually eat. And just to consider some aspects, this pointer doesn't work, but if we consider things like soil compaction, for example, so as a result of heavy machinery and as a result of intensive livestock production, factors like soil compaction influences the nutrient uptake by plants simply by limiting their ability to put down roots to absorb nutrients. Monoculture will basically cause selective nutrient uptake from the soil, and over time that will basically deplete soil resources. Right? It's less so at a macro level of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, and more so at a micro level of particular nutrients in the soil, like soil selenium, for example. The production of animals indoors is a challenge simply because they no longer have exposure to daylight and to sunlight, and the influence that has on vitamin D, which is one of the nutrients we're interested in. Over a period of years, I've been working in the feed industry for certainly 25 years, and the actual makeup of the diets that we feed to livestock has changed quite dramatically over that period. There's no longer the use of animal proteins in animal feeds, and that very often includes the use of fish meal as well. So that has changed quite dramatically in terms of the micronutrients that they deliver in the feed. Likewise, there has been a significant shift to using vegetable oils as an energy source for animals, and with that comes a change in the omega-3 to the omega-6 ratio of the animal's feed itself. All of those have an ultimate impact on the nutrient content of the primary produce coming from that animal. Genetics is another thing, both at a plant level and at an animal level, that's really focused on growth and performance. And the faster an animal grows, basically, the less nutrient concentration it will put down. So that has been a particular issue, and I'll show you a graph in respect to that with cereals. And then the last factor, which has been a challenge for us, has been disease challenges under intensive agriculture, which, particularly from a nutritionist point of view, many of the disease challenges we face actually affect gut integrity. And with that gut integrity comes the absorption of micronutrients as well. So those are all factors really which have sort of worked against the nutrient content of the primary produce that we deliver to the consumer. But they're all things that within our company we want to address and want to see what taking a different approach to agriculture can do in terms of delivering primary produce that has an altered profile and an improved profile. So this is some information that's come from Rothamsted University in England, and it's really just looking at the micronutrient content of wheat over a period right back to the 1840 from the wheat sample banks. And what you can see for zinc, copper, iron and magnesium, really right up to the 1960s, independent of the type of farming practice, which is what the various legends represent, really the micronutrient content in wheat was relatively constant. Post-1960, we've had a dramatic drop in all four of those nutrients, and that's basically as a result of breeding programs. So the introduction of short-strawed varieties of wheat to stop lodging, which is where your crop blows over basically as it matures. The introduction of those varieties has led to a dramatic decrease in the micronutrient content of the wheat, independent of the farming practice. And that has obvious implications for livestock, which a typical chicken diet, for example, a typical broiler diet would have 70% wheat content in the makeup. But it also has direct implications for human consumers through cereals, through breads, etc. Another example of a change over time, which is not a positive change, if we look at the omega-3 content, the long chain omega-3 content of farmed Scottish salmon, and you'll see from 2006 in a paper published recently in Nature, there has been a significant decline in the omega-3 content of salmon, of farmed salmon specifically. And again, the reason for this is a change in the salmon's diet. Historically, salmon would have been fed fish byproduct, and that from a sustainability point of view is no longer a long-term option. So salmon are now routinely fed vegetable oils, and again what has happened is the deposition of omega-3 in the salmon, or the fatty acids in the salmon, solely reflect their diet. So where they're fed higher levels of omega-6 through vegetable oils and lower levels of omega-3, generally the decline in long-chain omega-3s has become significant over time. So within Devonish, I suppose what we wanted to consider really is the notion of One Health from soil to society. What can we as an animal nutrition company and as a company that works directly with farmers and with agriculture do to improve soil structure in terms of its nutrient content, the crop structure in terms of sward structure or cereal content, what we can do at an animal level to actually enrich the diet of the animal and thereby alter the structure of the nutrients within the primary product. Taking that through to the processor and the retailer in terms of their ability to market that to the consumer, but ultimately delivering a better product to the consumer and thereby delivering population and environmental health. So a swing away from the idea of maximal productivity towards quality and the impact that has on the health of the population. If we consider two particular nutrients where our focus has been, omega-3 fatty acids, in particular long-chain omega-3s, EPA and DHA, under the EFSA guidance they recommend 250 milligrams per day of EPA, DHA combined. And you can see here quite clearly that in terms of intake from oily fish, we don't eat anywhere near enough omega-3 to meet the requirement set by EFSA. That's particularly an issue in the younger population. And the main reason it's an issue in the younger population is the really only significant source up to recently has been oily fish. And many children, if you have children who understand, don't like oily fish. And likewise, a lot of people don't like taking supplements. So we have a very significant deficit in the population. Likewise, for vitamin D, relative to a daily recommended intake of 10 micrograms per day, you can see across all of the European countries considered here that again there is a shortfall. That's exacerbated by our lovely climate in Ireland, where there's a limited amount of exposure to sunlight. And that's probably further exacerbated, quite rightly, in respect of skin cancer and the use of sunscreens, etc., which then basically limit the penetration of UV light in the skin, where vitamin D can be synthesised. So within Devonish, our concept is one of bioenrichment, which is basically supplementation of primary animal produce with specific nutrients which are delivered through the animal's diet and through the management system of the animal, which can improve both the health of the animal and the end consumer. And that's important for us as nutritionists, as animal nutritionists, that the animal would also see the benefit of the nutrient as well as the consumer. What we want to do is utilise the nutrition and health claims regulation, which basically sets us a target that we need to achieve to make specific nutrient and health claims in relation to the products that we're producing. So for example, if we take the third scenario here, if we achieve 40 milligrams of DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, which is omega-3 fatty acids, both per 100 grams or per 100 kilograms of the product as consumed, we can say on the packaging that that product is a source of omega-3, and we can also make the substantiated health claims that the DHA contributes to the normal function of the heart, contributes to the maintenance of normal brain function, and contributes to the maintenance of normal vision, that all of those are approved EFSA claims. So within agriculture, we finally had a level that we could target and that the retailer could then use to communicate to the consumer the health benefit. The same goes for vitamin D. If we achieve 15% of RDA, which is 0.75 micrograms vitamin D per 100 grams of product, we can say that the product is a source of D3, of vitamin D, and we can make associated health claims mainly related to bone, teeth, etc. Likewise, if we achieve 30% of RDA, we can make the nutrient claims that it's high in vitamin D, and the health claims will remain the same. So those are our targets. How we have done this technically really relates to two aspects. The main one has been dietary intervention. So over a period of some years, we have developed an omega-enriched egg, which has been on the market now for some time. And more recently, in 2016, we launched an omega-3 enriched chicken with our partners, Lloyd Park and Waitrose. And really, those products are the result of feeding our livestock sources of omega-3 from a non-fish source, which is sustainable. So it's basically from an algae-based product, which gives a benefit to them in terms of their health, but also of the fatty acid profile of the product itself. And very interestingly, within the chicken, what we found was those omega-3s were actually deposited as part of the phospholipid layer. So we're depositing in the lean, not just in the fat, which again is important in terms of linking it into a health benefit. Likewise, from a vitamin D point of view, we're looking at environmental enhancement, which is basically a majority of birds aren't actually access to outside. And even when birds are given access to outside, they don't always go out. If it's a forced ideal blowing across the potholes, birds aren't as stupid as they look, they do want to stay inside. So we're looking at the prospect of enhancing the lighting program to UV light. Periodically will be a period of birds' life to enhance their vitamin D content. I suppose something that was unique within us being an agricultural company was our desire to actually not only run with the EFSA approved health claims, but actually also prove that our products do deliver health benefits. So in 2013, we set up a pilot study with the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, looking at the study basically examining the time course of absorption and accumulation of omega-3s derived from chicken meat in human plasma, and then to study the influence that has on cardiovascular factors. It was a small-scale study with 30 participants who were eating omega-3 chicken 3 times a week over a 5-week period. But what we found, even in that short period of time, was that we got a 12% increase in plasma DHA, and we also got associated decreases in systolic blood pressure, pulse pressure, and urinary vaccine levels. We were actually so encouraged by the results of that piece of work that we have now conducted a 6-month study with the Royal College of Surgeons again, in a randomised double-blind study, where we looked at both omega-3 enriched chicken and omega-3 enriched eggs in 4 different treatments. We have 160 participants in this, and they were consuming those products 3 times a week for each product over a 6-month period. Unfortunately, we have literally just released the blinding of the study to look at the preliminary results of blood plasma, so we don't have those at this point yet. But we're certainly, we're encouraged to actually be able to get involved in this work and to be able to demonstrate that it could have an impact on human health. Ultimately, our aim is to be able to develop this into a range of products such that you can actually meet your EFSA requirement through your normal eating pattern. And it's really about making the healthy choice the easy choice for all ages. We're often challenged that the levels in the products that we're developing aren't the same as the levels in salmon or other fish. That is never the intention. The intention is to provide healthy alternatives for those who don't like oily fish without significant changes to your eating pattern. The other thing that we strongly believe in from the preliminary results we found is that the bioavailability of those nutrients when they form part of the complete diet are much higher than when they are taken in as a supplement. And we've commissioned a piece of work to actually look at that in relation to our own products. So I think that's very important when we're challenged against the aspect of using supplements to achieve what we're doing. So overall, I think the plea from a national healthcare point of view is certainly to consider agriculture as part of the solution, because we do believe that going back to the principle of nutrient content of primary agricultural product, that it can have a significant impact on our healthcare. Thank you.